Hello, everyone. My name is Justin Odisho. Welcome back to my podcast. Today, I'm joined with one of my favorite video creator duos, one of the most highly requested from you guys, Alex Lee and Kyle Whiteman. Am I saying that right? Whiteman.
Yeah.
And you might know them by their duo name of Brother. What's up, guys? Thank you so much for making the time.
Of course,
Of course, dude. Thank you.
Yeah. So where does Brother come from? You guys aren't actually brothers, first of all, right?
No.
No.
Brother, I guess it comes from, we wanted to stand out in terms of like on a roster, for example. Like, if
Yeah.
you go on production company sites, you see like different names.
Yeah.
So we just wanted to do something that was like memorable and sort of, something that stood out. So we thought of Brother, but it's actually inspired by a Takeshi Kitano movie called Brother.
Okay.
Yeah, we just took out the vowels because it's about like a Japanese gangster and like Western gangster kind of.
Yeah, we almost wanted to take an approach like a band.
Yeah.
It's kind of boring if it was just our name. So
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of duos that, just their name, which is fine, but
Yeah.
for us, we just wanted to do something.
That's how I like find myself picking all my, until I just went with my real name. I used to just like whatever song was stuck in my head or whatever lyric or movie name that kind of like I could make it work.
Mhm.
I would just make like my username or channel.
Yeah, exactly.
But how I actually came like in contact with you guys was I was doing a lot of music video related like guides and how-tos and videos, and every time you dropped a lot of big videos recently with Travis Scott and The Weeknd and more, but every time you guys would drop a video, I would get hundreds of comments like, do Goosebumps, do Brother breakdown, do Brother breakdown, do Goosebumps. And so
That's awesome.
after a certain point, I was like, okay, I gotta do this because I get a comment every other couple hours
That's
about
cool.
it. And so I think the first thing I did was, I can't remember if it was
I think it was Party Monster, no?
it was Party Monster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
remember stumbling upon it on YouTube. It was so cool.
Yeah, it's flattering for
Yeah.
sure.
Is it? So,
It
like
is
I always
flattering.
felt like I would be pissing them off or annoying them because it's weird because I'm sitting in my room and I'm making these videos, and it's kind of, now that I'm sitting here in front of you, it's like there's so much more context and people that are involved in all of these videos that I try to always do my due diligence to find and credit, like, okay, this person did the lettering and this person did the graphics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's
what made mine like cool to stumble upon rather than annoying, if it was? If you're not just saying it.
Well, I
it was just really thorough, in my opinion.
thorough, and I think also like identifying it or like crediting the style
Yeah.
to us is like always, I guess, flattering.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because we started off not really even knowing we had a style
Mm-hmm.
until people sort of started telling
Yeah,
us.
and
we
then
had
to
a
see
style.
an analysis is just really cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just like I guess it makes us realize we're doing something right to have it be unique.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's cool. And I mean, I'm not a scientific analyzer of video or anything, and nothing gives me the credibility except for my experience doing it and my eye for it. But you guys definitely have. I would describe it as, I don't know, there's a few keywords I would describe it as. One, very, like, I don't know if artisanal is the right word, but very hand done, hand put together.
Yes.
Obviously, like, neon, futuristic, and gritty and retro at the same time, and just kind of wild and vibrant.
Right. I think we're very hands-on. So
Yeah.
like, I guess artisanal is a like flattering word because
sure.
that is something we take pride in. Is like, if we're doing a project, we're very hands-on from like the start to finish.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and we really only take on projects, even in the commercial space, that we can do that.
Yeah.
And really be in control of every aspect, or really work side by side
Mhm.
with kind of everyone involved in the process.
Yeah. I think it's important to make sure everything you do has like a personal stamp. So I don't know. I think both of us have just always been into like, we've both had that mentality, I think, is like, you know, not half-assing something that we do. I mean, when we do it right, kind of thing.
Yeah. And I can notice that stuff because I'm dealing with effects, and like my eyes see things differently kind of because I'm always trying to just strip it away. And so it's rare to see so many crazy flashy things put together in like a way that makes sense, like a visual collage of things.
For sure.
It not makes sense, but in a way that like has balance and weight.
I think typically too it can be challenging for people because with a music video you only have a certain amount of time to put everything together. It's like the post process is usually, sometimes the turnaround will be like a week. For us it's like we like to try to get more time than that, or it's just, you know, to go all out and pack everything in.
That being said, we have, I mean,
everything's
we have,
intentional.
We have been late, but we do we've gotten better at it.
Yeah, we've been
but
late a few times.
Kind of like what Kyle's saying is like the biggest challenge is not only doing something cool and like detailed for us and, you know, something that feels right to us, but it's like doing it within the time frame of post-production can be really tough. And I think a lot of, you know, I've seen things that kind of look like our stuff or whatever, but I know for a fact that like a lot of the stuff probably took a long time.
For sure.
But for us, it's like we don't have the luxury of much time. So that's just how it works, really.
Yeah. I think it's also really important for the effects to be intentional and to not for it to be like an overabundance
right.
of just throwing a million things in. Every effect that we use really has a reason, whether that be for the story or just for the overall vibe. So that's something that we're
a lot of cuts too.
Very aware of.
Like like I was saying, a lot of it is really intentional. It's like, you know, if there's like, I'm trying to think of an example, but maybe I'll find one. Maybe we
I
could
get what you're
fast
saying
forward or something. But
I get what you're saying, and it's there's a lot
like
of
it's
times,
not mindless. Like a lot of the times, like I'm really trying to think about the flow when I'm editing or something, even if like something small and the lyrics relate to it, or like something really detailed visually kind of relates to the next shot, I think it's like that's what creates like a cohesive, like even if it's like disjointed, it still feels cohesive, you know?
Yeah, no,
For
I know
sure.
what you mean.
Gives it some rewatchability too, where, you know, you might not catch something first watch, you can go back and check it out. A lot of like standard rap videos I noticed just feel like they're throwing things in to throw them in.
Yeah.
And you lose something there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I know what you mean. A lot of times because I also get like viewer submissions and a lot of like aspiring directors and stuff sending me their videos, and sometimes, or most commonly, my advice is to them is like, okay, just like strip that back, or did you need to do that thing, or like why exactly did you add that thing? A lot of people might not understand that less could be more, even though your style could be considered.
I mean, it's a lot.
Your style could be considered a lot, but in a weird way, it's still.
I feel you.
It's still like.
There is a balance that we sort of seek, and like I think some of our earlier work had a lot more, not mindlessness, but like I think we got better and better as like we realized what we wanted. I mean, I think Butterfly Effect is probably one of the most like intention. I don't know. I think it strikes a pretty good balance of like how like frantic it is, and
but like curated at the same time.
Yeah,
that's the
like
early word.
Goosebumps and Party Monster are kind of like crazy, and that's like kind of intentional too. But like Butterfly Effect, I think we found a pretty good balance.
For
that
sure.
was like cinematic, but you know, parts had a lot of effects. And
Early on, it was really about experimenting,
and
true. I think a lot of techniques and stuff were developed in those days for us.
Yeah,
that's true. We were like definitely about experimenting at first. I mean, we still are experimenting, but like we were definitely experimenting like things we haven't seen.
Yeah, exactly. We were trying to do kind of we were thinking like, how do we stand out in this industry. And for us, it was like, it wasn't so intentional, but we definitely wanted to do something that we didn't see or was just a little bit different.
Yeah, I think that's true because probably when labels or artists are shopping around for who they want to do their music video with, you guys offer a really like a particular style that they know, like, if I want this, I can get it here, you know.
Mhm.
For sure.
And
Yeah,
that
that's
takes
cool.
time. But I want to kind of get into like a little bit rewind.
Uh-huh.
Funny in talking about style, before I came to New York, would you believe this? I've never seen The Matrix before. I've seen millions. Obviously, I know The Matrix. I know the whole thing, but I never actually sat down and watched it. So I was like, I'll consider this research for the podcast. So
And you watched it?
I watched it before my
Dope.
flight. Like,
That's
like
awesome.
I think I watched it like 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. and my flight was in the morning. But I get like that similar vibe that probably was a seed. And I know you said you have like similar influences of those crazy type of videos, like Enter the Void is another movie.
Yeah.
And
for sure.
so are you like super still inspired by The Matrix, or is that like a seed?
Well, The Matrix is just like, to me, it was just like the first movie that I actually thought about, like, how did they make it?
Yeah.
Because when I watched it as a kid, and I just remember. I mean, I didn't even really
Yeah, I
understand
was
the
gonna
plot.
say
when I
we're
was a
all
kid,
92. Are you 92 baby or
91?
91?
Yeah.
We're all like 90s, early 90s babies. So you must have been like 9 or 10.
Yeah, it's just so it was super inspiring. I mean, I had never seen anything like it. I mean, I was only like 7 or so, but
still,
it was like.
I
had
mean,
watched
even
a
to
lot of
this
things.
day, the
Even to this
effects
day.
are still
I
next
just
level.
watched it and it was clean, and I was like, oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I get the whole like melty, chromy thing that
Mhm.
Yeah.
I kind of see in your guys' Instagram pages too, and I'm
for
like,
sure.
oh, I kind of like see it. I kind of see like the vibe that they're going for, that whole crazy.
Right. I would say The Matrix is maybe takes it a little step further into like dystopian kind of vibes, but if I were to like name one of my favorite movies of all time, it'd definitely be The Matrix.
Yeah.
I mean, the story is great too.
Yeah. Should I
It's very
continue?
thoughtful.
Someone told me I shouldn't watch. I just watched number 1. Someone told me not to ruin it and watch 2 and 3.
You may as well just watch it. I mean, the first one's the best, obviously, but you know,
Yeah, if you
there's
keep
some
that
cool
in
effects.
mind, then they're worth
Watch
watching.
it for the effects. The third one has some crazy effects.
Really?
Yeah.
That was probably like made later, huh?
Yeah,
Mhm.
but still, but you know what? I'd still say the first one has the best effects because they're more tasteful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's crazy to me, like thinking about the programs back then and
Yeah.
how like more limited they might have been, and still they're able to make these realistic melting and shape shifting things.
It's so
It's
crazy.
insane.
And now we have like the latest and greatest plugins and tools, and we still manage to make them look like crap.
Or
At
Because
least
I think
do.
it's
just
like
thought it-
having the like doing things practically, which a lot of it was done back then. There's an advantage to that. And there's like a certain look and feel that you can't get now.
Yeah.
It's just more tasteful. I
And when
think.
you
for
say
sure.
practical,
Like,
you
that's-
mean like making sure the lighting is right in the beginning, and making
Yeah,
sure the
exactly.
makeup and the effects and stuff.
And not having just everything done on the computer.
That's very true. I mean, that, like, whenever I'm looking at your behind the scenes stuff on Instagram, I notice that there is a lot that goes into it. Like, let's say, for example, the Party Monster video.
Uh-huh.
There's makeup, there's costume set design, there's like just light, like just a different crazy stuff, like slime and things like that. That, because when I was to answer the question that a lot of people ask me of like, oh, how do you do this like brother? How do you do this like brother? I'm like, well, you know, first you have to get a bathtub, and then you have to get some slime, and then you have to get some red light.
You have to get two girls making out.
Yeah, they think it's just like a button that you put, like
Nah.
an effect. And I'm like,
Well,
Like,
you know what? I think that's how a lot of younger filmmakers are kind of
Mhm.
like think about stuff lately, though. And I'm not like dissing it, but like
No,
I
absolutely.
think as
this shit takes a lot of work. Like it's a lot of pre-production. It's not like instant gratification. It's like we plan this shit for like. I mean, sometimes we don't even have that much time to plan it, but like
no.
you know, pre-production I'd say is one of the most stressful bits. of
Yeah.
like
For
we're
sure,
planning to shoot.
orchestrating everything, making sure we have all the moving
Fighting
parts
with your
are going
producer,
together.
not fighting, but like arguing, like we need this.
Yeah, we need
and,
this.
and
We
they'll
need
be
a
like, we don't have the
zebra."
money. Yeah, we need the zebra. The
We
zebra
need
didn't make
this
the cut.
like
We've been fighting for a
$10,000
zebra
lion.
for a while.
Yeah, we've been wanting.
What's
to
the zebra?
Just we've been wanting to work it into a couple
Like
videos.
a
but
zebra?
Yeah.
A zebra.
A real
You
zebra.
can-
I thought
yeah,
it was like
real
a technical
zebra.
thing, like
Nah,
a
nah.
zebra 5x20.
No. The animal.
We're trying to get a flamingo on our next shoot.
Yeah.
2 flamingos.
Well, so we're talking a lot about these, and I want to get into all these specific videos. I do want to get some short, relevant backstory to how you guys even started, because you guys are making videos for some pretty big name acts. I mean, the Party Monster video has like 70+ million. Travis the Goosebumps video has like 100+ million. Butterfly is like what 30 or 40 now or something.
I'm not sure.
But how did this all even start? Because you, like you said, you guys have developed this like style over time, and I noticed you guys have work dating back to like I think 09, 10, things
probably
like
like-
that.
probably like
early.
11.
Well, the first thing was Tokyo Slow Mode, which is just like a thing I did in Tokyo with T3i.
Yeah.
And I think at the time, like if I watch it now, it's not like mind blowing, but for the time, it was just like when DSLRs started. There was like a movement of like video on DSLR, and all the college kids would have their like DSLRs, and if you had a 5D, you were cool. And like, I couldn't afford a 5D, so I got a T3i, and then I guess I was just really inspired at that time in my life, like, because I don't know, I just wanted to make something, and that was Tokyo Slow Mode. And it's super slow motion done with Twixtor, which at the time was like new, so I think that's why it did so well. And then that's kind of how like the jobs kept growing, and then Kyle came on board and we did Pills, which is our first music video.
Well, so you're from around Tokyo? Like
I'm
you were
from
born
around
in
Tokyo.
Japan, right?
I was actually born in Tokyo, but I grew up in Yokohama, which is like, a little south. Like
Yeah.
it's like 30 minutes.
Yeah,
south.
I've heard.
You can
of it.
like get there really quickly from Tokyo,
I
though.
always wanted to go to Japan, but I've never been.
It's a great place to grow up.
It's on my list for
or
sure.
to live.
Yeah. So when did you move from Japan to? Did you straight to New York?
Yeah, I went to. I met Kyle at SVA, School of Visual Arts.
School of
2000
Video Arts? Is that what
School of Visual Arts.
A school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have like.
It's in Manhattan.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's like a film school.
Art school. They
Art
have a
school.
film program now.
Yeah.
And so you were in the film
Yeah,
program?
we were both in the film program. We
Yeah.
were in the same block, which is like the same series of classes.
Yeah.
Mhm. So that was 2010.
Yeah.
Because you're from New York originally, right? Kyle?
Yeah. And went to met Alex at school. We started working on just some
Yes,
school projects
stupid
together.
shit,
Yeah.
Like
And this was probably like when you guys were like what, 20, 21,
no 18.
18 even.
18,
Yeah,
18,
I'm like
19.
thinking everyone graduated as late as me because I'm like a late.
I when I first moved here, I just turned 18 because my birthday's in July, so I moved here in August 2010, so I just turned 18 pretty much, and yeah, it was like a whole new world for me. I mean,
Yeah, I was
New
gonna
York
say.
is different from Japan still.
Yeah, this is my first weekend here, and it's like the first day is a little bit crazy. It's like whoa, it's
Yeah.
a pretty big city, but and
Yeah.
there's just so many. Now I feel like I'm kind of used to it on day 3, maybe because I watch so many New Yorkers online.
Mhm.
So I kind of like already know. Oh, that's the Flatiron Building,
Mm.
and that's like there's 5 boroughs and this and that,
Yeah.
and the subway.
It
But-
actually starts to feel quite small when you live here, but like I think that's anywhere, I guess, because then you kind of
Did
have
do
your spots and stuff.
do you grow up in Japan speaking English, or was there a language barrier too?
I grew up. My first language is English, and then I went
thinking
to a
that's like
Japanese
the
school.
that's the
my
main language
mom's my mom's American. So.
there. Okay, yeah.
And then,
Oh, so it's
and then I actually learned Japanese when I was in 2nd grade, and I went to Japanese school for
Yeah.
like 6 years.
yeah,
So
that's really
how I
cool.
can speak
I
Japanese.
feel like is it reflects in your style a little bit almost. Am I right?
What do you
Or
mean?
not?
Like
your style almost has like your fashion sense.
oh yeah, for sure.
It's like Japanese
For sure,
streetwear
for sure.
inspired,
I mean-
and on the tattoos. I don't know if the tattoos are Japanese.
Tattoos probably not Japanese,
but like
influence,
you
but
get what I mean.
yeah.
Um,
Japan's so good for like street style for sure. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, the older I get, the more I realize like walking around, it's like there's so much. They love detail. Like if you look at Japanese designers, like they're known for detail and like high quality
Yeah.
stuff, you know. And Kyle's always had like a fascination for Japanese like stuff too. Like I remember him talking about like packaging. Like
It's
just
really
for
good
it's
stuff.
just like it's
Yeah,
just
and
one of those-
even like the drinks there when you go to a convenience
Yeah.
store, it's like so fascinating to me.
yeah.
Definitely have to go when you get the chance.
Yeah.
It's like it's another planet.
Have you been?
Yeah,
Obviously.
I went once and it was amazing.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
stayed over. We actually, it was funny because we were editing this fucking music video that like never came out, and it was annoying because we spent pretty much the whole time editing.
Yeah, the whole trip.
And like I couldn't really show Kyle as much as I wanted to, and then the music video didn't even come out. So like, that was when we first started too. That was
Yeah.
like 2012.
Yeah.
And that was when we decided that we were gonna not go back to film school.
Oh yeah.
And just give it a shot at just kind of making videos and just kind of seeing what happens.
Oh, so you guys never finished?
No, we never finished.
Did you make any valuable like lessons or connections or something important that you feel like stuck with you, or would you just recommend people just like go for it on their own?
Well, we did meet some people. We met
oh,
each
you
other.
met each other. I
And then
guess
like we
if you're
met
listening, yeah.
we met some people that we collaborate with now even
Mhm.
that help us out on videos.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Tommy.
Yeah,
This kid
Tommy
Tommy.
Choi. Shout out to Tommy.
Shout out to Tommy Choi. He shoots like B or C cam on our. I mean, we we have a lot of cameras running on set.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
He helps us out on a lot of videos,
Yeah.
so that's really
We
valuable.
appreciate him.
But in general, I mean, just nowadays, like, there's so much you can learn on YouTube. And even the
Yes.
channel that you have, it's like, I don't know if it's worth the money.
yeah.
even
It's-
for me, I was like learning a lot of shit from Video Copilot. Shout out to
Yeah.
Andrew Kramer.
Yeah, he does really like great stuff.
No, for sure.
I mean, Video Copilot is like that was the tutorial when we were.
Same. We're all
Yeah,
the same. like-
exactly.
Yeah, it's like
That's-
it's
yeah.
so fascinating
Yeah,
to me.
I have to
It's,
get
like,
him on the
obsessed with
podcast for
that.
sure.
You have to.
But yeah, that's like
So
that
obsessed.
was another like. Obviously, I was in this whole space too in like 2010, and I remember like, whoa, Video Copilot's killing it, right? And he's still like doing his thing, which is cool.
I mean,
think-
now they have like plugins and stuff,
Mhm.
which is cool.
Yeah, there's all.
I haven't really used them, but Twitch is a good one.
Yeah.
But yeah, very
But
good.
I don't really use it because I do Final Cut.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't want to dig too much into like, oh, what tools and whatever do you guys
No.
use, but I noticed like you guys don't use the latest and greatest, right? Like you use an older
No.
version of Final Cut, which I think is
Mhm.
important.
Final Cut 7.
Yeah,
And
and
it's crazy because if I post like a screenshot of Final Cut 7, I get like a ton of DMs being like, "What program is that?" They'll be like, "Is that Sony Vegas or like?" Yeah, that people don't even know what it is. A lot of
Yeah.
people, it's like the younger kids,
Yeah.
I guess.
I really wish Apple would, make something similar, like a pro version of Final Cut again. 'Cause X just is not cutting it.
yeah, I've never tried it, but
'Cause-
I always like whenever I saw your guys' things on Twitter or pictures, I would look and I was like, that's not Final Cut X, and that's not Premiere, and it looks like a little bit older until I realized, oh, it is an older version.
It's so intuitive.
Yeah.
It's like,
But
it'd be amazing to have something like that again.
it's not worth diving into though.
Yeah, you're just stuck with it.
I'm just gonna. Tell
Yeah, you might as
everyone
well just
that
learn
do
Premiere
not
now.
do not learn it because it crashes a lot. It just can't handle like you can't edit in 4K. That's like impossible.
Mhm.
Like especially because like I add a lot of filters while I'm editing, and I even color grade in Final Cut 7, which is pretty atypical. And the way I have to like a project crashes so much that I have to split it up. And like once I do the edit, I have to and I decide to color grade it. I have to split it up in like 6 parts and then
Just-
combine those parts.
Yeah,
It's stupid.
I think
It's actually
that's-
like stupid.
Yeah.
That's
But-
a really good point to bring up though, because I get this a lot too, and people always ask me like, what laptop should I get and whatever, and it's a great example to say, well, look at these two, they've
Mhm.
done videos for the biggest of the big, great videos that have performed really well that look great, and they're using an old version of Final Cut and
Yeah.
probably like some old laptop or something. And they're
Not
having
that
troubles
old. It's-
too.
I guess
or
it's
like, you know,
it's
what I mean.
like, yeah, it's,
It's
not,
not
the
the top of the
newest.
line.
It's not the
No,
top
no,
of the line
yeah,
shit.
you don't
People are
need
always
to-
like, wait, do you like do all the videos on this like laptop? And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, it's just like the way we're used to. I mean, I have trouble like even editing on a desktop because it just feels weird.
Yeah.
Like I can't
Same.
do it.
So you
It's even like using the best cameras. It's how you treat the footage. It's how you color it. There's so
Yeah.
much more to it than just using, an Alexa or a Red.
Yeah, one thing we can't stand is like the worst thing for us is like a nitpicky like DP or something who's like, who won't roll the fucking camera, just like.
Yeah,
You know what I
if
mean?
he's
Like-
too concerned with like the technical approach, it's like, we just have to get it. And
Yeah.
Sometimes we just have to get it.
we'll make it work.
We have rappers that are like moaning, like complaining, and
And a lot of like the best moments from our videos would be something we got maybe spontaneously,
Yeah.
or just because we film. Typically on set, we'll film with multiple cameras. We'll be running a camera. We'll have another guy running a camera. Then our DP. So like
yeah.
we get a ton of material to work with.
Luckily, we found like great DPs now that like when we first started, that was one of our issues. Was like, first of all, we were really young when we first started, and like there is a lot of ageism. 100%.
Yeah.
There still is for us, but like these older DP, especially the older ones, wouldn't want to like like they would like argue with us and like.
they're harder to
to work
or
with, and
take direction.
For sure.
we ended up finding our guys like Zach Spiger's good, Kelly Jeffrey's good. Actually, we ended up finding a lot of good ones.
Yeah.
Lasse Frank, Menno Mans, like they're all like good people and didn't complain. We did come across a few, difficult people, divas, yeah.
But yeah, a lot of the DPs we work with now come from the same background of run and gun, and just being able to get gritty. Which I think
or
is
like,
so important.
or like even if they're not, like we'll talk to them and then they'll like they'll open up to it. And like
Yeah.
in the end, they end up having so much fun.
Yeah,
a lot of the
exactly.
times. I can't say everything that's fun, but
And that's what I noticed is that a lot of times you will not use the latest camera and you'll use like an old camcorder, like legitimate from the 90s with
Mhm.
VHS
For sure.
tape. And because that VHS type of retro style is super in style and people will take high quality footage, and that's what I make a lot of videos about how to downgrade it, and I get funny comments like 2017 and we've advanced so far and now we're trying to learn how to take it back to like 20 years ago.
yeah, it's pretty funny how that works.
Yeah. What about like would you comment on like iPhoneography or like mobile cell phone videography?
What do you mean?
Like what's your guys, do you think that you could make good videos?
Yeah,
with the cell phone?
absolutely.
There's some stuff on our Instagram that just shot on the iPhone, and I think it's pretty cool. some
Now
of the
it's
stuff.
such a powerful camera. You can do anything to it after in post. So
Mhm.
I mean, yeah, it might not
it's-
look like an Alexa or something, but not everything requires that look.
it's definitely an asset though. That on set, it's good to be rolling some stuff.
Mhm.
I think the great thing about using some of those older formats is like the vibe and feel you get feels more raw. So the way we like to use it is like we have something very cinematic going on, but then we cut to that VHS or whatever, and instantly it feels a little more like rooted in reality.
Mhm.
So like that's like the intention of using VHS. We're like kind of steering away from it now, just because it's like becoming such
Yeah.
a big
It is
trendy
yeah.
thing,
for
and
sure.
you see it in every commercial or whatever, but like I think it's still a very powerful look.
Yeah, there could be moments where it's useful.
Yeah.
It's funny, like I feel like iPhone is almost like the VHS of our generation.
Yeah.
Or this new millennial generation. So we've definitely been incorporating it in some spots we've been doing.
Yeah, we have some stuff coming out with like the iPhone actually it just came out. The
What's that?
The
Yeah,
Adidas
we
one.
did an Adidas
Oh, yeah,
spot.
The one
saw
with
that.
Young Thug, 21 Savage, and Cardi, and they're in a hotel room.
It's kind of like an Instagram story.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All meant to feel like one take.
All iPhone.
And that was all shot on the iPhone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is pretty crazy, by the way.
For an
because,
Adidas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm still like shocked that they they let us fly with that.
Did they let you, or did you guys just like sneak it in?
No.
Oh no,
That
like
was the
it was
plan.
all planned.
Oh,
But
yeah.
It was pretty cool, you know, convincing them to do it. Because it ended up working out.
What was
Yeah.
that like? Just like you guys met up in a hotel room, jumped around on the bed for a little bit, and went.
That's what it feels like.
That's what it
right?
feels
It's
like,
not.
yeah.
It's
Or is
so
it much more planned than that?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I mean
yeah,
those
you
those
jump
sprink-
from
it's
this-
choreographed.
those sprinklers are
You jump from this couch to that couch and then do a spin with the pillow. And
Yeah.
we did a few rehearsals.
Yeah, we did some rehearsals.
like the
but
challenging
we only
thing-
did have one take with the guys.
Oh yeah.
So that was pretty stressful.
Yeah.
They after the smoke bomb went off,
They're like, we're done.
they were like, yeah, we're done.
Yeah.
And it was actually quite dangerous, I have to say. Like,
Yeah, the room
The
just
r-
filled up with smoke.
yeah,
Couldn't
and
breathe.
that shit's very toxic. And
I mean, the
it was
hotel
hard to
probably
get
doesn't
this,
like
the
that,
shot of the
right?
sprinklers. That was like really something we had to time because those sprinklers, believe it or not, are
They were rigged. They were
they're
completely
rigged.
fake.
It was just like there's a square like maybe this big,
like a fake ceiling.
a fake ceiling, and then we had a like hose through it. And in the video, it's all like what do you call it? Retouched and like
Yeah.
whatever, so you can't see it.
Yeah,
but
it was just like a C-stand holding it, so we had to retouch the ceiling to make it feel like
man,
it was one.
I wish I had a picture of that. That would have been really cool.
That's
to have a
crazy.
picture
Yeah. It even goes to show that for these, it might seem like a spontaneous hotel like cell phone video.
Yeah, that was like the
Even
you know,
then-
That's the
ethos
goal.
of it.
Yeah, I
the
mean,
energy.
I'm glad it felt that way too because
Mhm.
that was what we're going for.
Yeah. So there's a lot of planning and behind the scenes work, but so you did this. I mean, taking it back, you did the Vimeo thing, and it got featured, right? And then you guys started picking up more work, and you know the pill video, and then the Miley Cyrus thing.
Yeah, getting staff picked back then. I mean, it was only a few years ago, but it really helped.
It was more
Um,
valuable than a
So what's
staff
staff
account.
It was
pick, just for
definitely more
anyone that doesn't
valuable.
know?
Basically, it's Vimeo's curation team. They pick certain videos every day to then get featured on the website on the front page.
It gets bumped on the.
So
on
all the
homepage.
production companies, you know, they look to that, or they did at least look to that, to kind of spot new talent and whatnot. So like we had quite a few people reach out to us from just straight from Vimeo.
Yeah.
So that was really helpful to us. Now I don't know if it's so, because they tend to post more staff pics. So
Also, there's copyright issues.
there's
now.
lots of copyright issues. Like we've had so many videos get taken down.
Mm.
Yeah.
I
That's
think
kind of
Party
unfortunate.
Monster's still.
Yeah, Party Monster's still
Okay.
down
And they got staff
On Vimeo.
on Vimeo.
I was gonna say, yeah. Vimeo
put
seems
it
like
back
the
up.
more passionate filmmaker community, whereas YouTube is could just be like a cat video,
Yeah.
whereas
and
Vimeo is like.
that's what's so annoying about the copyright issue is like you're getting different. I think what labels and stuff don't understand a lot of the times, like, because a lot of the times there'll be like labels or whatever that take the video down. They don't understand that the views aren't clashing from Vimeo and YouTube. Like,
Yeah, it's a different viewer that's on Vimeo.
it's a different viewer. It's a person who's into film. It's a person who's into like getting to know.
It's a person who would know that like there's a production duo behind it.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Or maybe they're a fan of the production designer or the cinematographer that did it.
Exactly.
It's very different.
It's a
than
portfolio
YouTube.
site. I mean, that's what.
Yeah, it's
that's
where
how
we host our work.
That's how we saw it. It was like it's a portfolio. It's like it's the filmmaker's LinkedIn. Like,
Yeah.
and like
So yeah, if a Vimeo page gets posts a big music video that's on YouTube and it gets 10,000-15,000 views, maybe it's like
Yeah.
I don't know how much that's really taking away
Seriously,
from the
it's-
artist.
sometimes it even helps the artist. Like,
Yeah.
sometimes an artist, like for example, like our IO video got a ton of views, and he was an upcoming artist, so he wasn't getting that many views on YouTube. But you could even help upcoming artists that way.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Absolutely, and the right person might see it on Vimeo that might not see it on YouTube because it'll just get lost in the shuffle. So yeah, that's kind of our experience with Vimeo. I mean, we still do use it, but it is unfortunate that some of our work's been taken down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's-
I don't know. It's like now it's like even, and it's like a 3 strikes you're out kind of thing. So like we're even afraid to post some of our newer stuff. I mean, we haven't posted
Yeah.
Goosebumps or
Yeah.
Butterfly Effect.
That's
or,
very true. I mean, YouTube has a similar thing, but it is cool to know that it's not always about the viewer number. Sometimes it's the quality of view. Basically, what I'm trying to say is all you need is the like one piece of content, the right piece of content to take off, and all you need is one person, the right person
to see it. Absolutely. And
as
then
long
to show
as it's
someone
good.
or yeah.
Mhm.
Because a lot of like upcoming filmmakers or any creative in general might feel like the world is unmovable and
Mhm.
they need to acquire millions of people before they have any traction. And if
It's not true at all.
Also, if I were to give any advice to some of like the younger filmmakers, it's like, don't try to shove it in your work into people's faces. Like,
you guys
we
get that a lot in
yeah,
DMs.
we get so many emails and stuff that are just like, look at this, and it's like, you know, I mean, it's cool that you're trying to get your work out there, but there's a way to do it, you know, like
For sure.
I think people sometimes forget about like manners or etiquette
Yeah.
or like, I don't know, it's like or like, for example, this is a very common thread is like a young filmmaker or something will be like, I'm great, and like look at me, I'm so great, and like you inspire me or something, but it just, don't do that. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, it's like it doesn't really make me want to watch it when someone's like,
For
"I'm
sure.
great, I'm great, watch this."
How do you guys find stuff that you stumble upon and that you do like the right way?
I'd say Vimeo or
Yeah,
YouTube.
you know,
Just
going
do
on,
something
just
good.
exploring on Vimeo, you'd be surprised, you know, how many people will see a random video that just gets out there. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
we're
way to
on
do
there
it.
all the time lurking.
Yeah.
Or I think it's just a way of approaching someone.
Yeah.
There's people can kind of be,
Yeah.
they're not so polite sometimes. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
it's
that's
like-
what I felt like I was bothering you guys like over
No,
and over.
no,
No, not
I,
at
no,
all.
I'm
You're very
like
professional.
I'm super the other way. Like I know exactly that happens and that could happen. So I'm always like, oh no, like let me make sure. Like I always assume that I'm pissing them off. So
Nah,
that
not
yeah.
at all, man.
No,
But no, I appreciate you guys making the
I
time.
think-
But
I think that's something people should think about, though.
yeah, you got to remember it's not all about. I mean, we're all people too. You know, so
Yeah.
we have our work, but then like, you know, I still need to treat you like a person.
For sure.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously it's really cool that people are inspired. Like it's definitely something that feels good and we're honored. But yeah, I think it's just a way of approaching, I guess.
Yeah.
Or
So-
sometimes someone would be like, you inspire me or something. And like they would just rip off a bunch of stuff that
Yeah.
we've done, which is really like,
Yeah, like actually do the exact same, you know, sequence of shots or
yeah, or like,
Yeah.
it's kind of weird.
I've seen that. I mean, I've seen you guys post a few things on Twitter and Instagram, and it seems like there's like a fine line there that your work is so like influential in a way or inspiring a lot of people, but then you have some cases where it might feel like it's ripping off. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
have you guys had to deal with that a lot?
Yeah, and you know what? I'm not gonna like this came up on Twitter or so, but like, you know, we're not gonna claim a style, you know, but if the people even think like the people decide that, you know, like whose style it is, I guess,
Yeah.
and like, for example, you know, if something on YouTube is like, you know, that you read the comments and it's like, oh, this kind of feels like a brother ripoff or something, then you know, it's like I guess to us that's flattering because it's like, you know, they're defining that style as, you know, maybe they're saying that we
yeah,
pioneered some of
absolutely.
it,
It's
or-
not something that we seek out and look for. It's not like we're scouring YouTube.
Yeah.
Like, oh, people are ripping us off.
Totally.
It's the kind of thing that just people will send it to us or something. And we
Exactly.
See.
Yeah.
But you know what really bothers me is
Yeah. Where does
not
it,
really
like,
the
go
style,
too
the
far?
content. Like
Yeah.
if they're ripping off like content that is like something we've done, like a shot or like, you know what I'm saying?
Angles and like really
Not
particular.
Or
angle,
using,
but, like, just-
and using like the same prop or something.
Like,
It
or the
just
sound
feels-
design when they like literally rip it from our videos and use that. Like that's happened a few times.
That's actually. So I think a lot of
That
people.
happened even for like, and that was like a mainstream video.
yeah, like
You know
a
what I
big
mean?
video.
It was a
for
big
mainstream
video.
artist. Like, come
So-
on, guys. Like,
And that's something you can't do.
I think a lot of people might not even know that you're sitting there and making these sound designs by hand, and they think that because there's so many, like you said, plugins and resources and footage sites that someone might assume that.
of course. Well, yeah.
you know
I
what I
mean,
mean?
someone has. I'm not gonna name in person, but someone has definitely claimed that they got it from like a sound design site, but
Yeah.
I know it's not the truth because, you know, for example, some specific sounds, it's not like we make them. It's not like we're Foley artists.
But like, do you use like a recorder like this and you like get the
No,
cap
it's not like
going
that. It's more like we find the sound and then we manipulate it
and
in our
mix
own way.
together different
Mix it
things.
our own way.
Yeah, and free sounds that
Yeah.
are available to use. It's
Yeah.
not like we're taking, you know, other people's sounds.
Yeah, we're
I
not.
just imagine you guys like standing by the window and you with like a sheet of tinfoil, like.
That'd be kind of cool, actually, to try that.
Yeah. People do.
I mean,
that
we
with,
have
like, these
actually
type of
we
things.
have some recorded like some of our sounds, like
Oh, that's true.
for you know like little things here and there.
Yeah.
With the iPhone, you just record it.
Yeah. No, I think that's
Some
really
VO
true.
stuff, too.
I mean, that's true. Something you have to deal with is being respectful of others' work and also just kind of like communicating and managing and collaborating with like everyone else in the space.
Yeah.
Because like you said, I'm the same way. I can see when you just recognize your own work, right? Like, I know I make all these. It's cool to me because I make all these how-tos and stuff.
Mhm.
So sometimes I'll see like a video that I was gonna watch anyway, especially a lot of UK artists, like a lot of UK rappers. I'll see a video that I already like the artist and I was gonna watch it, and I'm like, I feel like they learned that from me, which is awesome, in like a really
Yeah,
awesome way.
no, that's cool.
And you just know when it's like your touch,
Right.
For
It's
sure.
because
For
it's
sure,
yours.
for sure. Yeah.
But so I want to get into actually like some of the cool relationships that you guys have found through after you got staff picked and you started building your portfolio. Who was like the first? I guess I don't even want to go like who was like that was kind of a big break right there, the Vimeo staff pick.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then, what are some of the relationships you've built? Like, and I guess you've done interviews before, so let's keep it to the past year, I guess, of recent work, like with Abel and Travis, and even like a cool one is Joji. Is that what he's going by?
Yeah, yeah.
George Miller.
Joji,
Or a lot of
yeah.
people might know him as Filthy Frank.
Yeah.
I'm sure he hates that. But
Yeah, he hates that.
yeah, but like you guys actually just did a lot of stuff with him. Like, how did that relationship start?
Joji?
Yeah.
Well, he grew up in Japan, and like, so did I. So it's a very small community of like people who came to New
Japan
York and stuff.
transplants.
Yeah, and like he saw our Ben Con video
Uh-huh.
and just like hit me up one day.
Who's
so
Ben Con?
Ben Con is a UK artist who's very, very talented. And we did a video for him called Youth, which is
Mhm.
actually, I think, one of the videos that we sort of really sort of went in it with like the intention of elevating our style.
When was this? Like,
That was 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
4 years ago, maybe.
okay, so you guys have been in touch for a while.
Oh, Joji?
Yeah.
Oh, no. I met Joji a year
So that's
ago.
when he saw the
he
video.
saw-
He
so he's
saw
been
that
checking
video.
it out, okay.
Yeah, because Ben Con was kind of like hyped.
Mm-hmm.
Like people knew like, he was up and coming. He is up and coming. So
Yeah. Because I saw that. I mean, he was helping you guys on the Party Monster video, which a lot of people might not even know.
I know it was just like the sort of thing where he was in LA as well.
And when I say help, I mean like he was
He was-
he was doing some B cam footage. Or?
Yeah.
yeah, he
Some
was on the
VHS
hike
stuff.
and the VHS.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean that was just like random. Like he just like he was there, so we're like, and we trusted that he had
a
some
vision.
sort of vision. I mean,
Yeah.
you know.
What's it like? I mean, you guys just shot not only the cover but also a video off of the
Yeah, we
Yeah.
went
right?
to
We're still editing
we
it.
went to Shanghai,
Yeah.
which is really crazy to begin with, and then yeah, we did a whole it's a whole narrative for him.
It's pretty nuts. I mean, we're still editing. But
What is?
it's-
Explain the cover to me. Is that a drawing or a photo?
It's a photo.
It looks like a drawing, like with the
Does it-
octopus.
Does it?
It almost looks like a drawing. I
No, it's a
can't tell if
photo.
there's it's like a drawing of a photo or a painting. Sorry, a painting of a photo or a photo.
No, it's a photo of him.
There's a real octopus. Or
Shrimp.
Like a prop. Sorry, shrimp.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's really cool how he's transitioning. Like,
Oh yeah, I mean,
Serious.
for us, it's like, it's kind of like an interesting project because it's like, we have this artist who's trying to rebrand entirely.
mhm.
I mean, you know, if you know his YouTube, his Filthy Frank stuff or whatever, it's like very different.
Yeah,
and
it's a complete
he,
180.
you know, it's not what he's setting out to do with this project. So and he has such a big following for that. So it's like
Mhm.
it's a very interesting project to sort of rebrand someone and have someone trust you so much with that. I mean, like he trusts us like crazy for
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
He has no like comments ever about, like, for example, the album cover was like, that's perfect, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
creatively, we're really aligned with him.
Yeah, so I mean, it's a very interesting
Yeah.
project, I guess.
And the music's great. Like, we're really excited about it. So.
Yeah. I think having creative freedom can allow you to work or produce a better final product.
For sure.
In that.
Definitely.
I mean, I think the Joji video is going to be one of our best things for sure.
When is that coming out?
It's supposed to come out pretty soon. We're not finished yet.
I don't want. Yeah, you don't have to say
So
any
it's just-
dates.
I
It's
can't-
like
I mean,
soon.
I can't. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean,
yeah. Or maybe
I'm
it'll
trying to
never
f-
come
they're
out. Who
actually,
knows?
we
I just
missed
know I
the
saw
deadline.
a snippet.
We missed the deadline, so
Oh.
yeah, they weren't too happy about that. But
Well, hopefully it's out sometime, or hopefully you guys can
Oh,
see it
it
that are
will.
listening sometime. But
fingers crossed.
I also wanted to ask. I noticed there's a funny story I read. One, like on the Tokyo slow mode video,
Uh-huh.
I mean, you used a pretty deep cut of a song, like was it Flying Lotus and Tom York,
Yeah.
which is like a pretty deep cut. It's
What do you mean deep cut?
Deep cut. I mean, like, it says something about your musical taste that it's a little bit more like niche and like varied and eclectic.
Mm-hmm.
Because you do your own music too, or DJ work, or
Not. I wouldn't say I'm a DJ at all. It was just like a few parties of DJ.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm planning to make some music, but I'm not gonna like hype myself up. or
okay, yeah,
anything.
no, I was just
But
wondering.
yeah.
That was like a whole nother.
But no,
story.
I mean, actually, before film, I really wanted to do music.
Okay, yeah.
Like, I wanted to be working in it somehow. So actually, it kind of worked out.
Mm.
The
Yeah.
music videos.
That was a really complicated way to lead into that. You guys ever heard of deep cuts? You ever go to Apple Music? And,
Yeah.
I mean, they call it the deep. It's just the songs that are like a little bit more. You'd have to hear the whole album. Like
For
it'll
sure.
be track 11 instead of the single.
I mean, we both like tracks that have a lot of layers.
Mhm.
So, because it's like gives you a lot of like editing options, I suppose. Like, you know, when there's a lot of different layers in the song. And
Yeah, for us, the song is so important. I mean, we're very, very selective when it comes to that. Even if we get a track in from a big artist, we won't necessarily take it.
yeah, we have the luxury now of like passing on like a lot of stuff. Like,
yeah,
you know,
you guys don't have to take everything.
No, we
yeah,
don't
and
have to
we
take
just feel
everything.
like if we have to be inspired by it, it has to just kind of work.
Yeah,
another thing we take into account is like, you know, if we're doing a project, we want to do it right, and kind of like what we said, it's like start to finish, we're on it, so we can't do it half-ass.
yeah.
So it's a big commitment.
Yeah, it's a different situation when you take on a project and you're a director that just kind of passes it off and you don't handle any of the post. It's easier to be detached from it, but when you're involved in all aspects, it's a longer commitment.
You know you're gonna have to listen to the song 500 times.
Yeah,
For sure.
yeah.
So you guys can probably recite all the lyrics to Party Monster and Goosebumps.
Actually, we're
With your
horrible
eyes
with
closed.
lyrics.
Word, yeah, absolutely
Really?
terrible.
Lyrics aren't our strong point. Actually, like Butterfly Effect, for some reason, like I can, if it's on, like I know the lyrics now. Maybe I was listening more. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But usually no.
Yeah. So what's that like? I mean, you guys did you guys have done multiple things with Travis. What's it like working with Travis Scott? There's this hilarious meme picture that's out of him right now. Did you see it?
Yeah,
With
yeah.
like the fire and the mic stand.
Uh-huh.
And he looks like he's just raging out.
That's a great
Is that what he's
picture.
like on set?
No.
Is that what he's like if you do something
I mean,
wrong?
creatively, like we've been able to, he's been very loose and just kind of lets us, all the concepts we came up with, and there wasn't really much feedback on his end. He was
Yeah.
pretty much down with what we wanted, which was really cool.
Yeah, he definitely has good taste, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean,
you can tell
Butterfly
with the
Effect
way
video is cool.
Thank you. And you can tell like the way he dresses too, and like
Yeah, he has.
yeah, he's got
he has
got
his-
style. So
Yeah,
Yeah, he's a really interesting guy.
yeah.
When he wants to turn it on, he turns it on. He's a really good performer.
mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he wasn't hanging out of the car.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when we shot Butterfly Effect and we were going down the hill in the Lambo. I mean, it was pretty dangerous, and he was just going for it. Like he
Yeah.
was literally hanging out of the car. There was no, safety straps or anything.
were-
He doesn't have a stunt double.
Nah, no. The people from the label were freaking out.
Because we didn't actually plan that.
Were they putting it on you guys?
We
Like,
didn't-
you
we didn't-
hanging?
we
on the
didn't-
talent
we
out
didn't
of the-
tell
he
him
wanted.
that.
He's like, I want to jump out. Like, no. And they were going really fast.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
That's
So yeah,
crazy,
he's a
man.
great performer. When he wants to turn it on, he turns it on.
I mean, his live shows are crazy.
Yeah,
If you look at
always
it, like
wanted-
Butterfly Effect is a whole nother, like it's like, at his shows, Butterfly Effect is like a party anthem.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Have you
like I think
seen
they
it?
have the record for performing it the most amount of times, one after the other. It's like
Was that? I
15
think
times.
that was.
do
Wasn't
you
that?
mean?
Was that another track?
It was.
Was that Goosebumps?
He
no, it
played
wasn't
Goosebumps 15 times.
It was.
It was some
It-
track.
I know what you're talking about though. Was it
I
Goosebumps?
think it might
Someone
have-
in the
I think it might have been
comments can
Goosebumps.
tell us. It was one where they just played it like 100 times in a row, and it was like the bang.
Yeah, at a show.
Really?
I'm not sure which one it was.
That's awesome.
But that's funny. That's kind of cool that he is like the meme a little bit.
Yeah.
It's,
You,
I mean, that's
you know who's
amazing.
awesome is Abel from
Yeah.
The Weeknd.
Yeah, a lot of people might not
he's,
know.
He's a very cool guy.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what?
Super nice.
Yeah. How did you guys link up with Abel?
So that was like a long time coming. We kept trying to meet up with his management, Lamar.
Yeah.
And
creative director.
His creative director.
Actually, his
yeah.
creative director saw Ben Con as well.
So that Ben Con video was kind of another big kind of.
I think it really,
helped a lot
it's
for
like a
us.
low key, like, I think what helped,
Break.
I think low key
Yeah.
helped us break out.
Definitely.
Was the Ben Con one.
I gotta check that one out. I'm not familiar. I'm bad. Maybe I probably have.
Maybe. Yeah.
It's always those times where you say you're not familiar, but then you have heard a song or two.
Yeah. Check it
But
out. Yeah.
That's another good.
His
that's-
music is great, and I think he's going to be coming out some stuff
Yeah.
soon. So
Yeah, that's another
It's
good point
exciting.
though. How like that one video could spark up really important relationships, and that
Absolutely.
video is probably not the biggest video that you've ever made. It's
No,
not-
no. I mean,
no,
sure it has
and
millions
from
of
a
views.
creative standpoint and like pulling it off, we didn't really have much money at all. We shot it ourselves.
we did everything.
we did
like-
everything
I
on
mean,
that.
we had Lauren production design.
Yeah.
Who's our production designer? She's great. But other than Lauren and Sarah and Lorenzo who produced it, it was all everything. It was I mean, we went to the fucking equipment place and
Yeah, we pulled everything out for that, which was cool.
produced it. We half produced it.
But so Lamar.
So yeah, we
reached out
linked
to
up
you
with
after
Lamar
seeing
in
that
New
one?
York, and
Did he reach
we
out
just-
to you guys after seeing that video, or what was it?
It was a while.
Yeah.
They had sort of been trying to get a hold of us for like a year.
Yeah. I mean,
maybe.
because what was that? 2013, 14. You said or 15?
When did we shoot In the Night? In the Night was
I think that was
2015.
15
So
or
yeah,
16.
a year
Probably
before.
2014.
So 2014, they
Yeah, we
hit
were
us
talking
up.
for a long time.
But like
'Cause
we actually didn't really know The Weeknd.
I'm wondering.
Yeah, at
I'm
the
wondering
time,
how
like,
big he was at the time. I've been
he
following
was-
him
he was
since
low-key
11.
big.
I
Yeah,
will
like he
be
had
a hipster
very
here.
very hardcore fans.
Yeah.
But at the time, it's not like he hadn't blown up to where he is now.
Yeah.
And then
So
I
he
kept
was
feeling
still
like
on the
he's-
trilogy anthem. Don't get me wrong, he was big then. I remember because I started following him. Drake like retweeted something, and me being like a weirdo hipster music snob was like, oh yeah, this is the new cool thing. But he was really good. I clearly remember listening in 2011
For sure.
and just hearing House of Balloons for the first time
For sure.
and just
yeah.
being like.
I don't think we
blown away.
realized
at the time. Yeah, 'cause at the time I think we were into like different music.
You were like, he's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
But then we really started listening. Like, oh shit,
he's
Yeah,
really
he's
good.
great.
Yeah, but yeah, he definitely probably still had like a pretty big cult. He hadn't. I don't think he made the hits yet that made him like so mainstream famous.
No.
Like the
I can't feel
50
my
Shades
face.
of Grey and
Oh,
I
yeah,
Can't Feel
yeah,
My
yeah.
Face and like hit after hit after hit.
What's so cool about him is that he's obviously massive, but at the same time, he's willing to really the work we've done with him. It's pretty, I guess, it's just different than mainstream videos, and the
Like a
fact that he
pop video.
trusted us
Yeah.
for that is really really cool.
I mean, yeah, it's like his fans either love it or hate it.
He's a
It's
bit of
different
a
It's a
from-
very polarizing our work that we've
Yeah.
done for him.
Yeah, like
Which I
yeah.
some people
Which-
hate it, some people.
I mean, because obviously he has access to, if he wants, like the most polished production company or not. I mean, some of his videos are a lot more clean and storyline and simple.
Well, it's funny because Lamar, or I don't remember who said this, but one of them said that like when they work with us, it's like when they want to do something a little weird,
Yeah.
which is great. I mean,
Yeah.
we don't mind that.
Yeah, you have to
So-
serve some sort of. if you try to please everybody, you please nobody. You know?
Right.
Exactly.
People come to you for a certain reason. But I think, I mean, because I've been following him for a while, I think he's a bit of a film buff, like a film nerd too, right?
Mhm. For
Yeah,
sure.
he is.
For sure.
I remember seeing him.
It's a real Cronenberg fan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Big Cronenberg fan.
Yeah. I always see him post stuff like, just like subtle stuff that.
He has good taste because, like,
Yeah.
you know, like I feel like a lot of the times we like will like the similar movies or something
Yeah.
that he like references. So
I think that's probably why he trusts you guys so much is
yeah,
like similar taste and similar,
Definitely.
even similar backgrounds and age. Like we're all kind of younger.
that is true.
type
I think
dudes.
he's 1990, so
Yeah, he's
yeah,
like,
only 2 years older.
20s, you know.
Yeah, there's something to be said for that. You can really go into a project with more trust than, you know, working with a director that's like twice your age that might
Yeah.
not understand some of the references
Yeah.
that inspire you. Yeah.
It's, yeah. It's kind of ironic that like more trust, because usually the more experience would be more trust, but in this case it's like the vision is everything and you trust
Absolutely.
that they're on the same.
a lot of the older directors are pretty out of touch. So
I'd say.
Yeah. That's one thing that I realized is like collaboration is everything to like just continuing to like work and prosper. And also the youth is like absolutely the future, and you have
Mhm.
to be open to like, I always know I start to feel, I mean, we're not old. None of us are old by any means, but I always know that once I don't understand the newest rapper, like I remember I didn't get Lil Uzi Vert for the longest time.
yeah.
And I was like, it was like a puzzle in my head. I had to figure it out because I was like, if I can't figure him out, I'm getting old. And then I was like, oh, I get it. He's really good. And
Yeah.
I get it. And then I'm young again.
Yeah, I think the key is just to be open to everything, because obviously music is evolving at such a quick rate. I've definitely had that happen to me before, and it's just like same thing. Like
It's happening more with rap.
more with rap for sure. Yeah. Rap is getting pretty out there.
It's
Yeah.
fucking crazy now.
But yeah, I guess you have to be willing to listen to it at least.
Yeah.
Give it
I
a
mean,
chance.
yeah.
But yeah, it's very different now.
But you know, I have to say one thing about the new rappers is they don't seem to care about their videos as much. The quality,
Really?
I think so.
I feel like the music video scene is like kind of, I mean, booming. Like I've seen my
But they're
channel.
all like making
It's
really
super
similar
Yeah, it's
shit.
super DIY.
It is.
glitchy. I don't know.
I think most, like you said earlier, how most people don't understand that there's like set design and lighting.
Yeah.
I think it is because, you know, back in the day, even I had to like learn all this stuff because I had to know what I was talking about. Like, you know, cut comes from actually cutting a strip of film and putting it together, and crossfades and burns
So
come
crazy.
from like actual physical things that people used to do with film, and all these effects kind of do stem from that as well. But if you have someone who might be like just getting into it now, opening up the program where everything's all there,
Yeah.
it might not, there's no connect in their head to that.
No.
And that's
just
not a bad thing.
Everything's just
particularly,
about
but
quantity now. It's
Yeah.
like putting out as much as possible as opposed to really fine tuning things. So it's like, I don't know. I just feel like a lot of these guys put out too much content, so the quality suffers.
yeah.
Mhm. But then the thing is, like, the kids don't really care.
Yeah, they don't care.
They want the quantity.
they need that.
They're
all that
like so
material.
impatient.
I think
like,
you're
the
right.
Kids now are so fucking impatient.
It's a bit of like cause and effect. in
Yeah,
a way,
Absolutely.
Like, because
so I don't mean to offend anyone, but like, yeah.
No,
I mean,
no,
it's
no,
definitely
yeah.
like instant gratification has become more of a thing. I mean, it makes
Yeah.
sense. So
it makes sense too if you're like a young kid or like a young artist, maybe just making songs out of your basement. I mean, maybe you don't have access to.
but yeah, there is something cool about that too.
Yeah.
There is for sure.
But
Like,
what I've
you
noticed.
can do that now, and really make a name for yourself, which is cool.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it's a bit of both. I think it's rising in popularity and quantity, and
Mhm.
perhaps less, or the quantity is overtaking the quality, because I've noticed my channel have like a surge of growth, especially around that area, and like it seems like everybody. I just ran into some dudes in the hotel lobby that I noticed they were on Photoshop, so I thought it'd be funny and just like blow their brain with how much I knew on it. And I was like, "You guys doing something in Photoshop?" And they're like making his mixtape cover or
That's
something.
funny.
And I was like, I helped him make neon text for it.
Really?
So, yeah, I sat there and I'm like, right click that,
That's-
blending options, click outer glow. He's
That's
like,
cool.
That's
I'm like, you guys couldn't have run into a better person. But
That's awesome.
I like, everyone's trying to be an artist and make videos, and what I've noticed is, so like the channel's grown in popularity, and what I think is going to happen is you're going to have this kid, maybe he's 16. He doesn't have access to anything, any resources. He's going to make like the next hottest street banger. It's going to get like 20 million views, and he's going to get his buddy from across the street to shoot the video with like his,
I mean, that's what's happening.
yeah, and it's
much.
going to blow up, and it's going to be huge,
Mhm.
and like it just keeps going. And I feel
Right.
like you guys could have influence on that, and someone like me could have influence on that, and in a weird way,
Mhm,
like,
for sure.
I don't know, it's just weird how the internet can
No,
just make the next
that makes
superstar.
sense.
No, absolutely.
But
We met a SoundCloud. I don't want to say SoundCloud rapper, but I guess he started from SoundCloud.
it's a word.
Trippy Red. You know Trippy
Oh yeah,
Red?
Trippy Red. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and
yeah.
when he met us, he was like, what did he say? He was stoked, like,
Yeah.
because he had seen it. He was like, I try to make my shit look like y'all's.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like, thanks.
Do you guys listen to like anyone else that's like, or do you guys want, who would you guys want to work with out of this new wave of artists?
So we actually did work with Trippy Red.
Yeah. What did you guys work on?
It's a video that's coming out soon. I think it's gonna be pretty cool. I don't think we can talk about it too much yet, but
Yeah.
it's it should be pretty cool. I mean, it's like something we did more for fun.
Yeah.
We kind of went in with that spirit, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
For the first time, we're like, let's go in with like this like perspective of just like having a fun, like not overthink it. Let's just like go for it.
Yeah,
You know?
usually our sets can be for us can feel pretty stressful just because there's so much that we want to get. Whereas this was very different in that it was pretty loose and it was just a more fun environment. I feel.
Yeah. Yeah. He seems like a more chill dude.
Yeah.
I've also seen you guys in pictures with Rich Chiga or
Mhm.
Brian.
Yeah.
Right? How'd you guys meet him?
Just through 88 Rising.
Yeah, that's another
we
cool channel.
We have some shit coming out.
Yeah, we
with
got some
them, too.
stuff coming out with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brian's a cool guy.
88
Yeah,
Rising.
he's a good kid. I mean, like, much respect to him. He's like so young and killing it.
Yeah. How old is he? Like,
I think he's
17?
like 17 or 18.
Yeah, he's
But-
very young.
Yeah, he's sweet.
well, I feel like we've covered a lot. There's so much stuff you guys are doing. I could sit here and talk to you guys for hours and still not get to it all. But I mean, is there any cool projects that we can look forward to, or that you guys are excited to be working on? Or is there any people that you have on your wish list that, if anyone out there is listening that has some sort of connection, like who would be your dream? Like,
I think Frank Ocean, obviously.
Yeah,
would
that'd be great.
But
Yeah, we got some cool stuff
we
coming
have
out.
I don't really want to jinx it.
yeah, you don't have to. jinx it.
Because like,
I think we got
but,
a lot of
um,
info.
yeah, I say that because it just feels like sometimes we can jinx it.
Yeah, no.
I don't know.
I mean, yeah, I'm sure you guys.
We want to do something for Nike.
Yeah, in
we
the
almost
commercial
did.
space, we definitely want to do something for
Yeah,
Nike.
we're actually next year. You'd probably expect to see more ads because the
Yeah.
one thing we want to do is like break into the ad world and do some different stuff.
But
you
like
know?
with it, be able to maintain and develop a style in that world.
Exactly.
We
'Cause
don't wanna-
that's
that's
a
a-
big challenge.
Yeah, that's a challenge. Like for
we've
music
learned a lot.
videos, we've been able to do that, but it's really tough in ads.
Yeah, that's something we didn't talk about, but
So that's
it's
a goal of ours
It's a
next
whole
year.
nother game.
Yeah, it seems
commercials.
like ads are.
Uh,
I want to say like the big money, or am I wrong?
it is bigger
It is
money,
big
but
money.
not even
But-
like lately. It's like
Yeah,
they're
it's-
so precious with who
Yeah,
gets
it's
the
not
bigger
insane.
budgets.
They're just the concepts are more conservative. So to really bring something unique to the table, you just need a much higher level of trust. So that's what we're trying to develop.
So you're gonna try to get the zebra on like a Nike ad?
Yeah, exactly.
Alright, I'm gonna wait for that one.
Zebra with a Nike logo.
But yeah, keep an eye out for the flamingos. Those are coming soon.
Flamingos and zebras.
and
Once you do
Miami.
Miami vibes.
that. All right.
Detective
So
shit.
so where do you want people to go follow you, go check you out, keep in touch with you guys? Where do you want them to send their eyes right now if they just listen?
I guess Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram.
Because on Instagram you can sort of you can see the behind the scenes. You can
Yeah.
see like the photos. You can even go to our website on
Yeah.
the
And I'll link
in bio.
I'll link everything in the show notes. But that's @_brother. If you just type BRTHR
Yes.
anywhere, you should find it.
And then our website's brthrbrother.net.
Yeah, and I'll link all of that in the show notes wherever you're listening on YouTube.
Be sure to subscribe.
or iTunes.
Yeah, be sure to like and subscribe.
Yeah.
Smash that like button.
Smash that
Everyone
like.
smash that like button right now if you haven't. And if you're on iTunes, drop a 5-star rating. Leave a review. Definitely DM us if you guys like want to, if you enjoyed something that came up and you want to elaborate. I always love when I get like messages. I'm sure you guys will enjoy nice messages. Like I really like what you said about the flamingos.
Of course.
Maybe one day we can talk about ads and and then narrative.
That'll have to be
that's
a return episode. You guys are always friends of the show then.
Cool.
Yeah.
We'll do like
for
episode
sure.
100 special.
Yes.
Episode 100 special.
Let's just say once we feel like we did something in the ad world, we'll hit you up.
Yeah, for sure. All right, well, I'll leave all that stuff in the description. Any final things you guys want to say that didn't come up? Anything else? Any final
I
words?
think we're good, man. I just want to thank you for this
Yeah,
opportunity.
thank you.
Really cool.
It's really fun.
Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you guys making the
for sure,
time.
man.
You coming all the way from Long Island, the meeting. I know how annoying you can be, and me and Alex are probably still supposed to be asleep right now, so we're still we all made it happen. But
Yeah.
thank you so much.
Of course.
I'll hit you guys up soon.
Sweet.
Nice. That was good.
that came out really well.
Yeah. That's fun.
All right, so that was my full conversation with Alex and Kyle, aka Brother. Very nice guys, super humble and doing great work. If you listened all the way to the end here, thank you very much. Again, my name is Justin Odisho. You can find all the episodes on this podcast on justinodisho.com/podcast. Subscribe on iTunes, YouTube. Your ratings and reviews are much appreciated to help me continue to grow the show. And definitely reach out to Brother if you enjoyed them, anything they said. Drop them a thank you for me. And if you have any questions or messages for me, I'm always reading DMs as well. So I love seeing those messages from you. Once again, thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you in the next episode.